Hello and welcome. This is Kristen from the Online Selling Show, and I am here with a special episode today. I've been selling on the internet now for 22 years, and for the past 15 years I've been in the wholesale business model, and since 2017 my husband has been joining me in that business, and it's been our family sole source of income. So I'm going to do a special episode today because I've realized that there has been some real good benefits that I've been able to do through networking that has now been transpiring into this new business endeavor, which is that in the next 2 to 3 years, my husband and I are looking to go into a partial retirement, get out of this business of being in the wholesale business model. It's just very everything. It's a lot of product, it's a lot of moving parts, it's a lot of commitments to other businesses and entities, and we just want to get to a more simplistic lifestyle, and we're going to move several states away. So for my husband, he doesn't want to be doing this anymore. I enjoy this. So I've made the decision that in the next 2 to 3 years, I'm creating this secondary eBay business, and I'm going to have that as a hobby business, but a secondary income for myself during that partial retirement phase that I want to get into. So this channel is here as a vlog to myself to document the growth and how I'm creating the business to get to that level. I'm also doing it as hopefully some assistance to other people who aspire to do those things. And if you're a person like myself that maybe, you just need a little extra income, you enjoy going to the estate sales, yard sales, thrift stores, you want to understand, I've come across a lot of people in the 22 years. They really have a desire to want to sell on eBay, but they really don't know how. So I'm hoping that through my journey that maybe you'll get some inspiration in being able to start your own journey, or just maybe take your journey a little bit bigger, dream more, get some things accomplished that you thought you never were going to get done. So I realize in my journey, like I said, I have few vendors, and I've really scaled them down in years, and that is in the wholesale business model. I have a great relationship with my salespeople and the businesses that I've pretty much hand selected to continue to stay with, because I've realized that networking goes both ways. So I felt that a new episode, a special episode, may be beneficial for me to explain how I've been able to create or move that type of mentality into the wholesale or into the estate sale model, and how it's going to benefit me. And hopefully through what I'm going to share with you, maybe there's some insight that can help you with your own business. And I'm going to just say, foremost of everything is the reputation of a business is the cornerstone of the business. And I've learned that whether it's, your reputation or the company that you're dealing with, it's all got to be reciprocal. So one of the things that happened to me just in this weekend was there was an estate sale going on that had some really great items of what I have pretty much decided has to be my niche, because I'm just so passionate about Christmas and specialty, like certain vintage toys and things like that I have a certain knowledge base for. I was trying to get into the clothes, and I may kind of do that. I was trying to go back into some retail arbitrage, and I may go back to that too. But my big passion is Christmas, really. And this estate sale had a lot of it. And I've never dealt with this company before. So some of the actions that I took, and I'll go through them, and again, maybe these are some things that can help you, was I called them because I have some special needs, which are, I've had leg reconstructive surgery on my left leg. I have a need to get some surgery on the right leg. It leaves me feeling vulnerable at times in tight places and very anxious because I can't move and pivot around. My leg just doesn't do that now. And I knew there were some bigger items there. There were these larger ceramic Christmas trees, and there was a lot of these like ornaments and stuff. And the first thing I do is I read the terms on the company's website, and they're very generic. It seems like they kind of copy and paste to one another. And one of the first things it said was like there was no bags. And I thought, well, how am I going to manage? And I learned that some estate sale companies will give out stickers for you to put on products that say sold. And I thought, well, it doesn't mention that. So I said, I'm going to just call them. And I called them not to get pricing, not to get any special accommodations for myself. It was me just calling them, and I introduced myself. I said, I'm really interested in getting a lot of bulk at this estate sale that you're holding on Friday. Please let me know what's acceptable, because I want to get this, I said what I would like to buy. And I said, can you just let me know, are bags, is there a bag or a box? Like what do you provide for people? So it was my recognition to them that it was their business, their control, and I was willing to honor and respect them, which is what I find most businesses are looking for that. They don't want me coming at them with the expectation of entitlement in any way. And the guy was very, very nice and very accommodating. He said, if you have your bags, we're just going to ask that you empty them so we can buy, price everything. And I said, by all means. I mean, that's the point of what I'm bringing the bags in for, is to put your items in. So I have no problem with you taking stuff out. I will say, let me see if I can find it. No, I think it's on the floor. I only have a very small wristlet that I have purchased that has some stickers in it from the one estate sale company that does provide them, that is how they prefer that you mark what you're buying. And I put my debit card, cash, and my I have a key fob for my car. That is all that's in there. So I'm not fitting anything else really in this. So to me, I think there's a pen. So I said, no, I have no problem with that. And once they said that, they said, well, are you interested in other stuff? And I said, well, I have this wholesale business. I tend to find that I'm very passionate about Christmas. And then they started asking me, they're like very intrigued with, well, what does that mean? And so we had a little bit of maybe a 5-10 minute conversation. But like I said, in no way was I asking for how their pricing was going to be, how I could get these items in front of somebody else. I just let it be known that I had some physical disabilities. I wanted to get these items. How could I get them? And there's a saying by Zig Ziglar that goes something, I'm going to paraphrase. If you help enough people get what they want, you can have everything in life that you want. And I strongly believe in that. I also believe in, if it's meant for you, it's going to come your way. And I share that because I have had many episodes in life where I may not have had it in that first example, but it came back to me at a later time in a different avenue. So I said to him, thank you very much. I'll see you tomorrow. And I left it at that. Well, the next day, I have an episode on that here. I did get there very early in the morning. I was definitely the first one there. And it was funny, they're giving out my tickets. It was, like I said, there was only 2 of us at the time. And right away he says to me, oh, well, you're the one for Christmas. And I said, yes. I said, thank you for your, for giving me some direction. I, just thanked him again, left it at that. More of an acknowledgement, thanked him. And so then when we went to go in, and I wish I had got it on tape, they were right away like, go right in, go to the right, go to the bedroom in the first one. And like, they were giving me like, go get it instructions. And like I said, I was first. So, I was going to have that step above everybody else. And I just say that because now I've got this term in their mind that I'm Christmas. That's like my term now. Funny, right? But some of the other things that I've learned is to be very considerate of their physical being, meaning I go to showrooms and I go in there being very respectful. I don't want to like knock their stuff over or that type of thing. And I've learned that comes and transitions into these as well. As I try to be the person that when I get there, I'm not being obtrusive in the neighborhood. Like I said, I got there at like 5:30. These people were still in bed. I didn't want to get in there and have loud music playing or having conversation or some kind of video playing that was going to be getting the dogs barking, waking all the kids in the house up. I wasn't outside trying to look around the house to maybe frighten some of these people to think that there's somebody casing the neighborhood. I just settled in. I took a 2-hour nap, maybe not 2, maybe it was like an hour, but I try to just be there and not become a problem, because I understand that the people in an estate sale company are providing a service at a time when their client is in crisis. And I respect that. And what do I mean by that? Keeping in mind that the wholesale company's business is dealing with people who either they're downsizing because they're moving into a smaller home. Maybe they're having to do a moving sale because they're making a long distance move and can't take everything with them. Maybe them or a loved one is going into like a nursing facility or something, and again, they're not taking any of this with them. Or unfortunately, maybe there was a death. So most of these clients that they build these very strong personal and intimate relationships with. They probably have heard the whole story of what's going on. And, some of them are probably very joyful. Maybe, like I said, they're moving across country into that dream house. I don't know. But probably a lot of their stories are very sad. And they're having to deal with these contractual obligations they get into with these people. And I don't want to create more problem for them. And I understand it's their business. So I try to keep as utmost reputation of my own businesses, because all of that does reflect back to me. And I've had that being told to me many times over in dealing with the other companies that I deal with, that they've really respected that I've treated them as individuals. I don't try to take one over on them. And that goes for a lot of different things. But I also am not one that wants to go out there and, like I said, try to create problems for them, which is what could happen. Like I said, then we're there buying, but I have to keep in mind when I'm there that the neighbors probably don't know what's going on. Meaning that, they probably know that somebody died, or they know the house is up for sale, but they're probably not tuned in that today is the day that this estate sale is going on. I mean, they may be happy these people are leaving, but they're probably still not making any mental notes that today is that day. So again, I respect that these people in the neighborhood are probably trying to catch that last 5 minutes of sleep before they have to go to work or get the kids off to school. And I don't want to create a disturbance that will reflect back to the estate sale company, because they're going to know who those people are because there's signs out front. And I understand that the reputation of that estate sale company is how they get more business. So anything that I can do to allow them to know that I'm respecting that they have a business and that their business is built on contractual needs, and I'll get to that in a second, and reputation, is going to allow them to give like an exhale and give that mutual respect to me, so that, they will be more open and honest with whatever they can do, because they want to reciprocate, because it's going to mean more coming their way. Because as I'm saying, when people are in crisis, you remember who the people are that threw that lifeline. And if they're that company that can go into these crisis situations for their buyers, I don't know if I would say buyers, but the people whose goods they are, these homes, they're going to get that message passed to other people. Because when you've been to, like an example is, if you've been to a doctor who's really resolved something for you, and you hear somebody else having that same symptom, I'm guaranteeing is recommending that doctor to them. If that doctor is obviously somebody still practicing, but people tend to pass along or want to give up that kind of information. So if you've been in a good experience with somebody that has given you this opportunity to liquidate out an estate, they're going to pass that company's information along. And I'm probably repeating myself at this point, or it seems like it, but just keep that in mind, that the reputation of the company is just as important of them keeping and maintaining theirs as yours, because anything that you do that's tarnishing their company is going to come back to you. And what I'm saying with the contractual thing is I also always understand that they have a fiduciary responsibility, which means they have a financial obligation to get as much money as they can out of these goods for their clients. So they have a reason for whatever pricing model they have based on what philosophies they're portraying. I understand that sometimes maybe they go in there and price very high. I understand that some people price low looking to move a lot. So I try to maintain my own reputation as well by not going in there and pointing out how overpriced something is or whatever. I just try to be respectful and understand that, if they're pricing something high, in their mind, there is some reasoning. Maybe we don't all agree with that reasoning, but they're having a business model and they're running their business the way they want. And for me, I just don't even bring it up because, yes, it's disheartening that you wanted to go and get something, but like I said, I'm a firm believer there's many deals out there. If it was meant to be for me, it's going to come my way. And like I said, I've mentioned it in other videos, I try to give them 2 or 3 opportunities to prove to me that they're just too high. And, if it comes out to be that they're just too high, then there's no reason for me to tarnish my reputation by leaving it with them with a bad taste to say like, oh, you guys are crazy with your pricing. I just say thank you. I thank them for their time because there usually is a lot of time and effort that they have to put into these estate sales to get them ready for us. And I thank them. Can there be an opportunity down the road? I have seen many examples of that. Maybe these are the types of people that after the estate sale that you were able to do a relationship with a bulk buy after. There's different ways to make this work. And one of the last things I want to say is, one, like I said, they build very tight relationships with these people because they get very intimate in getting into their houses, getting into their goods, probably hearing these stories. One of the other things I found was how much they have a longevity with their clients, meaning I could be there buying from them, and then my sister dies and I need to liquidate an estate. And I've seen 2 or 3 of these sales now where the people whose goods it is they're selling off has a strong tie or relationship to the owners of the people holding the estate sale company. And I just say that because I'm also trying to be respectful of my other people buying at those estate sales, and I don't like to say things disparaging the house or the goods or whatever it may be, because I don't know what these relationships are of whose house it is, or I don't want to talk about an estate sale that I was at 3 weeks ago and how bad it was, because I have no idea if the person standing next to me in the sale, maybe it was their sister's house. And I'm talking about like how filthy her bedding was or something. I'm just giving examples here, but I just say that this is what's worked for me, is that I just try to be as respectful as I can. I try to limit what I say in any way. If I'm having to give feedback or any type of criticism, that it is in a more constructive way. For instance, an example of how I was constructive for that was I was at this estate sale and I really wanted to get this tree that's called a pom-pom tree. It's a vintage style made out of like this tinsel, think like tinsel in the tree, mylar, that kind of thing. And I had it in my hand and the gentleman was like, oh, were you getting that? And he's like, going to help me. This is, because like I said, I built this relationship. He was going to help me get it to the front. And I said, truthfully, I said, no, I'm not. I said, I thought it was going to be a 6-foot one. I said, and that was what I wanted. And this was a 4-foot. And they wanted 154. And I've seen 6-foots retail selling on eBay for $175. So I told him, I said, I was really trying to get like a 6-foot one. And I said, it wasn't that much more for me to get the 6-foot one. I said on eBay, so I think I'm going to just go with the style that I wanted. I didn't bring out to him and say to him, oh, your price is too high. I just said and it was true. I try to say things as truthfully as I can, and it was. There's 6-foot ones, and I think I'm going to go with that one because it really wasn't that much more money for me to get it. Nothing personal, and it wasn't a lie. So I guess that may be part of it, is learn how to be, a creative way of expressing yourself. So I hope this gives you some insight into how you can possibly use some of this in your own networking. But it all just boils down to is always maintain your reputation, try to keep things positive, try to keep things as honest, try to be respectful. And I'm telling you, just keep going, because it will come your way. And I may have to do another segment to share some of my stories to give you that inspiration, because I have had that repetitively given to me over and over and over again. We're taking and doing things the high road or the respectful way comes back, and it means so much more when it happens. So I want to say thank you for watching. I appreciate your time. I would appreciate any comments down below. Do you have more to share on this topic? I would love to hear about it. I would love a thumbs up if you got some inspiration or got some ideas out of this that you can use in your own business. And I'm going to say bye for now, but please don't forget, if you wouldn't mind, hit the subscribe button down below. It'll help me build my channel, and that helps me. But it will help you as well, because it'll put my new videos that get uploaded into your feed in the future. So I'll catch you in the next one. Bye for now.